Welcome to Elders Narracourt's first big sucker day today, Josh. Our market report for this week, first big run of suckers. We've had some suckers over the last few weeks, but this is probably the first week we've had a real fair decent crack in there.
Yeah, first real decent crack. One bet will certainly bring forward a large line of suckers, and then also some lines from around the district as well, all the way through to the lower southeast, presenting some very fresh, good trade weight into some heavy suckers as well. So it's good to see a bit of weight coming back through the yards now as well, and everything's in extremely good condition.
Some beautiful lambs out of robe, and on that early country around Narracourt, and they're certainly showing that even though we haven't had too much sun yet, they're starting to harden up week on week, and even though there's a lot of rain forecast for the next 10 to 14 days, I think we'll see that quality continue to improve. And we did see the buyers have a big crack today too, Josh. There was a lot of momentum there, and we saw that job 10 to 20 dearer.
Yeah, 10 to 20 deer over the lambs today. And certainly some very strong competition from a lot of Victorian buyers, to be honest, and one in particular had a red hot go.
Yes.
Which is good, and not just buying that trade weight like they have previously, but buying into that export job too.
Yes.
And obviously the supermarkets coming is just driving this market onwards and upwards. They've been very strong since their arrival back in the south there.
That heavy job topped out at $234 today. That was throughout the yard, and we had a very good lead run of those lambs. We saw sort of 201 through to 234. What's sets a kilo wise?
Well, that main run of heavy lambs today, ranging from 200 through to sort of 220 for most, and we've seen that between 780 and 820. But the real strong competition today was on those trade lambs, wasn't it?
Yeah, certainly. Yeah. And there was plenty of them there to be had too, and we sort of saw that drop 8 to 840. So gone are the sort of oldest blues that we were seeing, and we didn't know where the job was going to go, and there's a real momentum in the job at the moment, and the steadiness of the seasons with this rainfall also, it's just seeing that supply just trickle into the yards, and I think the yard had a bit under 8,000 sheep and lambs total today, and of those there was quite a few sheep in the yards as well. So that sort of 170 to 200 covered most of the trade lambs today.
Yeah, very tight bracket, though around that sort of 180 through to 195 was very
For
tight.
most of it, yeah.
They were very good trade lambs where it suited the supermarket, but also suited everyone else there as well, the domestic types, and also the exporters being forced to buy into those lower weights because the heavier end hasn't really started coming through yet.
Yes.
But also some very strong competition on that lighter end trade lamb, and stores quite frequently seeing $140 for the store lambs there, being high 30s to low 40 kilos. So all very strong going.
You'd probably say a few guys had a bit more sting today than others, but you could easily say there were 10 to 15 store orders there today. Some might not have even been able to have a bid, but those with strength saw those lighter lambs, they were paying through to what, 144 or $5?
Yep, that was about the high of it. But yeah, very strong and very. You sort of needed 138 to 142 or $3 to have a look on most of those good type store lambs.
And as they got smaller, they didn't get a lot cheaper either.
Correct.
Yeah. And I just want that there's a real premium for those tight, fresh skin lambs. Like you'd be selling along, and you'd be going along at a really good clip, and then you'd have that really ultra fresh pen, and there'd be a real premium that'll drive in on them.
Just before we start the lamb run, ladies and gentlemen, today is a very special day. Someone who's an essential part of everything we do here in the yards has spent 40 years working for Elders Limited. I'd like to congratulate Mr. Peter Stringer on 40 years today. Money on the bar. We'll do that later. Right, we'll make a start. Elders Limited sending in a standard term, Alpha turns anchor to sale, and GST exclusive. We've got a magnificent run of locally bred second cross lambs here for you too. Right, where we go. Pinning across the way, hitting an overflow in the first. Right on the LSJs, on those and them have been 218. 218 gun, 218 done. Off the herd and code. 96 herd 6. Over the 2, the LSJs again off another block. On those and there, 216. 16, 17, 18, 19. 90 to go, 290, down the midfield group. 89, the boat is down the road, yes. Wood Pickle and Sunday, 225. Here we go, 225, done, 30 Smith. 58 there, boys. 221. 221 in the lead. CLS Jace again. Smoking hot, aren't they? On these in there, I'm in 215. 215 got 10. 10 got to spread them there. 210 done. Vertico. In the sixes. 37 the first shot, they're going to make the 160. I mean 61, 2, 3, 1 on 1, 63 Fletcher. Fletcher with an 8. 12 Fletcher! They're going to make their 80, 82, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 200, 1, 2, 4, 2, 3 done midfield. Right, just some notes out of right, they're going to 90, I bet 84 is it? Yeah, 90, 90, 190 done, Fletcher. Right, next two players are going to make their 52, I bet 45, I bet 42, 142 midfield.
Sheet market today, Josh?
Yeah, sheet market would have been 10 or so dearer today. With the best that ever used making just over $200. Some very, very heavy crossbreed used. Certainly some activity on them with one New South Wales processor certainly having a good go there, and also your local South Australian and a Victorian one pushing to that heavy sheep job. I thought the real excitement in the sheep job today was probably on that trade sheep. I thought that's where everyone had to go where they could. Certainly one Victorian was incredibly strong through the sheep. And rates consistently making between sort of $5 and $5.40 to average around $5.20 or $5.30 across most grades of mutton.
You just see with the kills opening up in Victoria and the rain forecast ahead, it's all sort of good news, and we'd be very excited to see your lambs in the Naracoorte Sayards over the next couple of weeks, and look forward to helping you market those and putting them under the hammer.
Yeah, just quickly a reminder, we've got some ram sales on this week. Mullinger Park on Thursday at the showgrounds. We've also got Dave's Whiteface in Allendale on property Friday up at Bordertown there. So some very good line-up of rams for your breeding and competition. We look forward to being able to help you where we can.
Outstanding.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Ronnie Dix reporting from the Naracoorte Regional Livestock Exchange for the 30th of September 2020. Here today at the cattle farm sale. Today we saw a similar yarding of cattle of about 950 cattle, which consisted of a beautiful run of heavy cows, a good run of cows of about 300 and about 650 young cattle. However, the quality of the young cattle wasn't quite there, with only a handful of real good quality pens available. We saw the feeder job very firm on the feeder steers and heifers. Both categories were 390 to 420, up to 25 or 8 for some lighter black steers. On the kill job, kill heifers range from 305 for some cowie types, right up to 365 for some real good heavy milk and tutus cattle. Trade cattle in strong supply again there for the places. They're very hard to come by, some of these good grassies, and they range from $3.70 up to $4.10. So a good run of those heavy cows, and they range from $2.90 to $3.10, with a single Charolais cow topping at $3.28. And then we saw the middle run of cows not far behind them at $2.75 to $2.95, $2.98. And some restockers and some cows that we anticipate going back on feed between $2.75 up to $3. And the bull job was pretty strong, topped at $2.80, a lot of bulls at $2.50 to $2.65. Thank you very much, we'll catch you next week.